heal your gums and your teeth. Reverse demineralization that occurred during eating.
Meet Dr. Ellie Phillips, a dentist since 1970 and a global oral health educator. With over 50 years of experience in the UK, Switzerland, and the USA, she developed Zellies, a line of dental mints and gum made with 100% pure xylitol, and a comprehensive mouth care system that's accessible to every household. In 2010, she co-founded the American Academy for Oral Systemic Health, AAOSH, now a leader in proactive healthcare collaboration. Dr. Phillips has authored 2 influential books, Kiss Your Dentist Goodbye and Mouth Care Comes Clean, and continues to share her expertise globally.
I haven't had a cleaning in 45 years.
How did Dr. Ellie keep her teeth so clean for almost half a century? Before we find out on top 9 foods that are great for healthy teeth, let's first hear Dr. Ellie on the theory behind strengthening the teeth.
Basically, teeth strengthen and demineralize in a very flowy way all day long. It's a dynamic process. Your teeth are neither strong nor weak. They weaken and then they strengthen. That's the way nature works. And when we eat and drink, we weaken our teeth, demineralize them to some degree. When we allow good, healthy saliva to put minerals back into our teeth, they will strengthen. So the answer really is, let's give our saliva time to interact with our teeth so that minerals from our saliva, our spit in our mouth, can go back and repair any that were lost when we ate that meal.
So it is important to give our saliva some time to work and heal the surface of the teeth. In order to give the time, we should avoid sipping drinks in between meals.
The problem today is everybody's sipping. Nobody ever stops. Cups of coffee go on for hours. Coffee is acidic. People sip sparkling water, which is actually acidic, or sodas, or energy drinks, or sports drinks. Drinks themselves can be acidic. If you don't stop completely eating and drinking, you will never stop this demineralization process. It will continue and continue and continue all day long. So it's really important to eat and drink at meal times.
What about water?
And I know everybody wants to drink lots and lots of water. I am with you. But do that in a session. If you don't want to drink it at a mealtime, because some people believe that's bad, find another occasion and drink more at that occasion and then stop. Now, even a drink that has the same pH as our saliva, this is Fiji water, has a pH of 7.4, this will thin your saliva. So your saliva won't be its normal consistency, and that will reduce its healing power. So be aware, you can drink. I'm not saying don't drink. I've been misquoted. Drink all you want, but try to limit the sessions of the eating and drinking that you have. I'm not here to limit your diet or what you eat or drink. I'm here to say give your teeth time with undiluted saliva. The secret to success is in your own mouth. It's free. And if you use it properly, your own saliva, it can repair and remineralize and do more for your teeth.
Let's look at more details in what makes saliva so special.
Because in your saliva, in this natural liquid in your mouth, the minerals are literally dripping. It's super saturated with the minerals that are ideal for rebuilding tooth enamel. No, you don't need nanohydroxyapatite toothpaste at $25 a tube, because those minerals have been manufactured. They are not the same. They are not dripping out of your natural mouth liquids, and your mouth may not be at the right pH anyway. It can actually make matters worse because it's almost like a Band-Aid over the outside. Your own saliva will naturally percolate into the areas of lower mineralization. They flow in between the crystals, and where there's a lower density of minerals, that's where they deposit.
Giving saliva the time to work naturally is one of the best ways to keeping the teeth healthy. Xylitol. Xylitol can help to further stimulate saliva, giving an even more favorable environment for healthier teeth.
If you want to stimulate a flow of even more mineralized, even more healing saliva, xylitol, product that I formulated, Zellies, are designed specifically so that when you eat a few mints, it will stimulate a flow of highly mineralized saliva that will go into the outside of your teeth and strengthen the enamel. And the more you do this, the more you strengthen your enamel and reduce the period of time when they're demineralized, the stronger your teeth, the smoother the surface, and the more light will bounce off the surface of your tooth, and your teeth will appear brighter and whiter.
How much of xylitol should we consume?
You don't need much. I mean, a teaspoon a day is the amount, but just spaced out at the end of meals.
When are the best times to eat xylitol? One is after every meal, and another is just before going to bed.
When you've finished eating and drinking, you can stimulate a flow of pH balanced saliva that's at a really good pH, by having one or two little Zellie's mints. These are mints made with xylitol. And xylitol stimulates a flow of saliva to come into your mouth to wash away the acidity and balance this problem of acidity in your mouth. And it's also a prebiotic. It's going to feed the good bacteria in your mouth and help you get rid of plaque so your teeth will stay cleaner and healthier. So limit your drinks and end after every drinking and eating session. Try to end with some Zellie's mints or gum and enjoy the saliva that flows from that and let it heal your teeth. I think last thing at night, a little xylitol, a little Zellie's mint as you go to sleep at night can be really helpful to create a coating of healthy bacteria that smooth out the surface of your teeth. They make food stick less, but they also make your teeth look shinier, look brighter, you can almost feel it when you start eating xylitol. Your teeth feel smooth and shiny.
Now that we understand it is good to give mouth a break from eating or drinking, let's now explore what foods are actually good to eat in the meal times. First, let's understand why it is important to end the meal with certain teeth-friendly foods.
And almost every food that we consume is going to end up making our mouth acidic. And acidity weakens teeth. The best solution to this is to make sure that you eat and drink and end every meal with what I call a tooth protective food. Now, this would be a food that doesn't cause acidity. It doesn't decay your teeth. They're really things that are without any sugar. So there would probably be a protein or a fat. They're really the best foods are ones that are somewhat oily or contain minerals.
Most often mentioned by Dr. Ellie is cheese.
Cheese is an excellent example. It actually has been shown to be karyostatic. That means it can stop cavities when you eat it as the conclusion of your mealtime. Just a tiny bit will dissolve in your saliva and coat your teeth with the minerals that they need to remineralize. Some studies that were done, some in Denmark and some in other parts of Europe and also in England, where they actually gave small pieces of cheese to children before they went to school each morning. After breakfast, they had this little piece of cheese. There was one with Edam, there was one with cheddar cheese. In these studies, it showed that cheese can actually help children prevent cavities. There were less cavities in the children who had this little tiny piece of cheese on the way to school.
Whole milk.
Whole milk, a good grass-fed whole milk, just a couple of ounces, a small amount, swished around your teeth would be a good protective ending to a meal.
3 teeth-protecting fruits often mentioned by Dr. Ellie are avocado, strawberry, and raspberry.
Avocado would be a good example. Strawberries and raspberries contain an ingredient that I am very excited about, this ingredient that is called xylitol. And this xylitol is a health sugar in many fruits and vegetables. It's also found in birch trees and in fibers of different fruits and vegetables. And if you eat a strawberry or a raspberry at the end of a meal, the xylitol in that fruit, it's a very small amount, but it is adequate. You'll feel that it alkalizes your mouth. It feels good as an ending to a meal. Now, if you want to dip that fruit into some crystals of xylitol, that will be even better.
Food pairing.
There are also things you can eat in combination with each other to help minerals be absorbed. For example, if you eat a banana with some dairy, the bacteria that actually break down the banana fibers are the bacteria that you'll feed them with your banana, and they'll be able to absorb more calcium from the dairy that you eat in combination with your banana. It's called food pairing. The food that you want to pair with that yogurt would be a food that contains bromelain, vitamin A, K, and C. And the food that I have known to be most beneficial is fresh pineapple. So if you're trying to heal your gums and your teeth, at every meal, try to begin the meal, start the meal out with a small amount, just a tablespoon of yogurt with a little few pieces of chopped up fresh pineapple. Try and get a little bit of that pineapple, bit that's less sweet. The part that's around the center is where most of the bromelain is found, in the fibers, in that fibrous-y stuff. And the fibers of pineapple contain all the ingredients necessary for skin and bone healing. Just amazing. And if you're about to go for an extraction or something, remember, start doing this treatment or this therapy for yourself a week before, and definitely continue it for a week after, and you'll see amazing results with your healing.
The foods that are good for digestive system are also good for teeth and gum health.
The final way you can support your mouth health is through your digestive health, because what we eat, how we consume, the health of our gut will affect what kind of minerals we absorb into our blood, what flows around our body. And when it comes to our salivary glands, that blood flow is going to give your saliva the best minerals that it can give them. So how good your digestive absorption is going to have an influence on the quality of the saliva in your mouth.
While you would be familiar with the foods that are good for digestive system, here are the list mentioned by Dr. Ellie.
Probiotic foods, foods that contain, they're fermented foods, things like sauerkraut, sourdough bread. There are pickles, have these helpful bacteria in them. Certain yogurts, although be careful because a lot of yogurt contains a lot of sugar. But if you can research the good yogurt that will help support your gut health. Salad foods, lettuce, celery, beets, onions, mushrooms, garlic, all these good foods that not only help our digestive health, our immune system. In that whole sequencing, our immune system influences our blood content of minerals, and these flow around our body. And our salivary glands are where there's an exchange between the blood in our body and our salivary ducts. There is this networking between capillaries, the small blood vessels, and the little ducts of our salivary glands. And this interaction is where the minerals from our blood go into these ducts, are then concentrated and pushed into our mouth as saliva.
What kinds of foods should be avoided for better teeth health? Acidic and sugary foods. Try not eat them as the final part of the meal.
Sugar is bad for teeth. What a lot of people don't know is that it is sugar in any form. It can be sugar in an organic fruit. It can be sugar in a vegetable. It certainly can be sugar in crackers and breads and carbohydrates of all kinds, because in your mouth, the carbohydrate will break down to form sugars. And these sugars, what they do is they feed harmful bacteria in your mouth, and that is why they are bad for teeth. The reason that these bacteria cause problems is they create acidity. And it is the acids that pull minerals out of your teeth, and that is actually how a cavity forms. So if you don't want a cavity, you don't want acidity to be in your mouth for too long, whether it comes from the bacteria that have fed the sugars, or whether it's directly acidity from foods that we eat or drinks that we drink. And today, sparkling water is a classic example of a water, we think it's just drinking water, but if it's got this carbon dioxide in it, it turns it into a carbonic acid with a pH adequate, certainly to dissolve the minerals out of your enamel, but potentially out of the roots of your teeth and even out of the dentin of your tooth. Sipping on a sparkling drink is going to damage your teeth. There are many acidic, healthy fruits and vegetables. Most of the smoothies you drink, most of teas and coffees that we enjoy, these are all acidic. In fact, when you eat a meal, you can pretty much be certain that after you finish eating, your mouth will test acidic. don't worry, you don't have to give up all the important things that you love, the teas, the coffees, these healthy things that happen to be acidic. Simply eat them as a part of a meal and be cognizant, be aware to end the meal with a tooth protective food.